in not letting women being participants in that area is to cut their competition.
Equality is not about like women are better than men. I mean, it doesn't work that way to me.
What I do not like to say, and I do not like to hear that, oh, this is the quota for female. I don't think us girls want a special treat. As Thailand is preparing for the upcoming general elections, more and more women are stepping into the spotlight to shape Thailand's political direction. In this episode of Talking Politics, we have invited 3 female candidates to tell us what kind of future they hope to see for Thailand, and most importantly, how they want to break glass ceilings for women in Thai politics. Joining us right now, we have Dr. Gandhi Leopairod of Democrat Party. Next up, we have Dipat Gridakon of Thai Gao Mai Party. Last but not least, we have Cholanat Goikun of the People's Party. สวัสดีค่ะ
Thank you for having us.
I have to say, I am so excited about this episode because I can feel this empowering female energy from everyone here. So I bet everyone is so busy with the election campaigns and the debate so far. So how have you been doing?
Well, it's the toughest job interview ever that I ever had. A series of interviews, series of debates, and the people get to decide. So excited, I'm up for it. I'm volunteer for this, so I'm all in.
What about you?
Well, it's my 4th time running for the election, so I've been in politics for 18 years. So I feel I'm pretty much kind of prepared for it, and I know obviously what to expect. But obviously each election is very different, especially this time round that I've moved party also. So it's quite a big change.
It's a big change and a different vibe for you as well, right?
Very different. I mean, I grew up in quite a large party, and now I'm starting in a new party, a completely brand new and a very small. So I feel more now that I have to do a lot more than I used to have to do, and also being a part of the policy making itself for the party.
Yeah. How about yourself?
It's been very tiring, but very lively and very like delighted experience at the same time. And I've had accident like 2 weeks ago. I have sprained ankle. I fall down, and I haven't had time to rest. Yeah, but it's been tiring, but it's been really exciting at the same time. So really happy to be here.
And it's such a great honor to have all of you here today as well. So let's talk about the inspiration and the motivation that put you into this campaign trail. So let's begin with you, because we've been familiar with you in the tech industry, business, and digital economy. So what has inspired you to join politics this time?
I've been on and off behind the scene for the policy developments for the Democrat Party for quite some time. I mean, I think it's dated back to before 2015, since when Dr. Surin Pissawan was the chairman of Future Innovative Thailand Institute. So that the involvement with the policy development is something that I have close to my heart. Even that the last 10 years has been working in the private sector, still going around in terms of the area of foresight. What the future would bring, the future of Thailand, the future of industries, and future of the cities that we are living in. So the information that I have, data that I have, to come to the point that Kunapsit called me up, well, this is the time that you're going to utilize what you research. You're going to utilize what you know. Now, not just to tell the story, what the future look like, but let's come and build the future together. And we're going to make sure that this is going to be the brighter future for the country. So long story short, to be honest, I mean, I've been working behind the scene in politics for quite some time, but honestly, I don't really have much of the idea of becoming a politician fully. But up until the time that the time is right, Democrat Party, we always miss you. The Democrat Party come to the point of we need to revive a lot of things. We have done great things in the past. We have some directions that may not be aligned with a lot of people. So yes, we'll come back with a very, very challenging mission, not just to enter the politics, but also to rejuvenate, revive Democrat Party from October. So we're talking about only 12 weeks.
Yep.
From that point to now, I think we see something, and we feel really appreciate with all the help and the willingness to help to revive the politics institutions that a long time to be one of the political party for the countries, and be ready to change and make sure that whatever we do, not just for us, basically is going to be the future of Thailand together.
Right. And Jitpa, you used to work with the Democrat Party before, right?
Yes.
And you've been in this for 18 years, so your story would be longer than others, I guess.
I think I should just cut it short.
Yeah, just cut it short. So what has been the inspiration that put you in this political arena?
Well, I think I was born a politician. I've always, growing up, I always felt like I felt the need that I wanted to work in service for the country. So I'm very devoted into working in the sector. So I think growing up was kind of my dream to be a politician, to be a prime minister when I was really young. So I joined politics when I was 21, I think. At my first post was when I was 22. Yes, and I ran for the first election when I was 25.
Wow, that's a very
super
remarkable journey because I believe you started off as a constituency MP first,
Yes.
then party list MP,
Yes.
and then you worked with several ministries
Yes,
as well.
I did.
And now this is the fourth time
Yeah.
running for the election.
Yes.
So how's it different from before though?
I mean, working in politics for me, I feel like it's a privilege. It's not, a lot of people said it's something that you have to sacrifice, but I feel like working, the devotion that you service your country is something that is an honor. So I always feel that is something that pushes me forward in this line of work. And obviously it's a new chapter for me to learn something new and to step out. I feel like, a Democrat, it was a great start for me, but I feel like right now is a place where I need to grow up and I need to kind of venture into my own little adventure. And obviously everything that I do is always learning from doing rather than learning from a book. And it's been a great opportunity to be kind of I guess if I was in a business sector, it would be more like I'm in a startup kind of business,
Right.
like an SME or something like that. But no, it's been really fun, challenging, something new, something that I can have a lot of input in, because obviously in a Democrat, there's a lot of hierarchy.
We don't do that anymore.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Hierarchy system,
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
Okay. Because I remember with the party list, there would have to be 4 male and then 1 female. So every 4 male, that would be 1 female in the party list, which I don't know what it's like now, but that was what happened when I was at the party. But no, I am great to hear that you guys are changing.
How about you, Cholanada? So I believe this is the first time competing in the elections for you, right?
Yes.
So what has inspired you to join politics?
My interest in social issues and politics started when I began working at Thai PBS. Started here 18 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So I, after graduating from Chulalongkorn University, I studied the Faculty of Arts, majoring in English and with a minor in communications. I joined Thai PBS while Thai PBS being restructured from the old ITV era into a new public media model. And my first program was called ชุมชนต้นแบบ model community. So the concept was to take viewers across Thailand, to see local communities, doing meaningful works and doing inspirational things for other communities. So while I was traveling in a course of 4 or 5 years, I find that I met so many people that they struggle but not because they don't work hard, but because the system is not fair. We have a welfare problem, and people don't have like a safety net to fall back on. So it kind of pushed me to follow politics more closely, because to me politics is how resources is distributed, who gets what and when and how. So those decisions are usually like driven by deals and people looking out for their own interest, and with ordinary people being left out of the equation. So that's why I'm interested in politics. And the reason I'm running for parliament is very simple. I've been working on preventing sexual harassment and abuse, and I've talked about it like for quite some time in the media.
Yeah.
But the progress is slow. Then I try bring it to the public committee, and then in the parliament, and then in less than 2 weeks they started a meeting, calling everyone involved, the agencies involved, and that's when things finally started moving. So it's like a moment of eureka for me. Like, oh, I actually find that parliament is a very like powerful way, to solve a problem. So that's why I enter politics, because I feel like it's like a way of solving problems. So it's not like a ladder to power to me. Yeah.
But I felt the same way as thank you for bringing that one up. When it was out of the politics before this, just a few months back, I think I felt the same way. I mean, all the news we talked about is not about the people. It's about their deals, their clans, what are you going to do with it. We are not in that equation. So as confident as we are, experience that we have, and also the motivation that we have for our younger kids, they deserve to live in the better countries than we are. So that's how we step in.
Yeah.
Well,
that's exactly how I feel.
Yeah, is that right?
And one thing, when we talk about politics, people would often think it's always like a deal or a game or some sort of competition. But based on what you've told me today, there's this mission that you want the livelihoods of the people to be much better. You want the quality of living to be much better, and you want society to be much more equal. Are there any specific policies that you want to push for if you are elected into parliament?
So since today's discussion is about women in politics, so I want to focus on policies that directly, like affect women's safety, dignity, and daily life. And People's Party has been pushing for that change for quite some time with our MP, both men and women like working together. For example, our MP, Thanai Jam Sasinan, has been pushing a new domestic violence law, closing loopholes with this tougher penalties for repeat offenders. And the other MP, Kun Kan Pasarin, she's been pushing for this female products, like to make it like a welfare item, not a luxury item. And,
so to make it more accessible. Right?
Yes. And Kun Ekarat, our male MP, he has worked to update the sexual harassment law so it covers more situations like online bullying and prevents gives better protection for the victims. So that's like what the People's Party has done so far. And on a personal level, one policy that I really like to push is reproductive health. I'm interested in expanding the free cervical cancer screening. So from my own campaign, from what I've been working on in the screening campaign, I find that cervical cancer is a disease that reflects inequality เป็นโรคเหลื่อมล้ำ so it's มะเร็งปากมดลูก it's preventable. So if HPV is found early, the chance of successful treatment is very high. But so many women didn't get screened, and so many women didn't know their rights. And according to the Thailand public health coverage, so the free screening ages is from 15 to 69. But I found that more and more older women, has cervical cancer, like in their 60s, in their 70s. So I want to expand, the age limit to 65, according to the World Health Organization recommendation. And I've talked to Afghan doctors, and they say that cervical screening is it's quick, it's low cost, and it's very effective. So this is what I want to push forward. Yeah.
That's really interesting. How about you, Jitpan? What sort of policies are you trying to push for?
Well, I mean, I was actually in Parliament when we pushed the LGBTQ bill pass, which we voted for also. we did. So I mean, I do feel like there's no such kind of policy just for the woman. I feel for me, policy as a whole for all genders is very important. I mean, we're living in a society where our population is declining. We're entering into aging population. So obviously if there's a policy that is kind of directly it for the woman, not just the woman, but for their partner also, is to increase the rate of women getting pregnant and having children, because obviously there's a complete decline in like younger middle-aged women having more babies or having babies at all, or living like a single life rather than having a family. And we're entering into an aging population, which is going to cause a problem for the country in the future, because it's going to be hard to find workers to take care of the elderly. We're going to have to spend more budget taking care of the elderly. So how to prevent that? Obviously, we need to encourage women to have more children, to start half a family. So, I mean, one of our policies is obviously to support women who are thinking about starting a family, being pregnant, having leave for during pregnancy leave. I mean, there's some countries where men are allowed to take pregnancy leave also. So obviously, I hope one day we can push to that limit, and then we also have money to support when the baby is born, so that at least we are trying to keep up with the declining of our population.
So that's focused on reproductive health and addressing the demographic changes in Thailand. Dr. Gandhi, what about you? What sort of policies do you want to push for this time?
Well, we have the policy. I would like to share from the standpoint of the mother of two daughters. We understand from how to access equal opportunity for education is a basic need for everyone. How to get equal access to high quality health care is the basic need for everyone as well. But if you're looking back, just since the first day you conceive, me, a mom, will have to decide whether what to do with it. Should I quit jobs, or should I just be a full-time mom? So that type of thing is not about fairness in the system, but it's like we need a system that recognizes unpaid employment at home or unpaid effort that happening at home. And most of them are women, and most of them are girls. Or from the very early day, our policy support moms to take care of themselves, or even to support their income that they might have to compromise during the early day of their kids. And also, that's a 5,000 baht per month. In the first year, sum it up to be 65,000 baht. And that for the first time that the kids were born, and also each month. It's not just the money that's given out, popularity, but this is the money that we feel like we need to invest at the source. The early investment on education and love would have the high return on investment. So the time the mother would spend with their kids and the high quality service and food that they can provide, we hope that it's going to build the better quality, that lasts longer. And also, if you look at the school dropout, or by the culture of Asian culture that we have, we have the school dropout. If you want to pull out the kids from the school, girls would be the one like, hey, you don't have to go to school, you don't have to study too much, just come help, in our work and find money. So that is a policy that we did not say that this is for boys or girls, but we want to make sure that the education is truly free. So that is broaden the horizon. And also along the way, we would like to equip boys or girls to have the skills that they would need, not just to finish up the grade in school, but also to expand the horizon of the job during the school year. So education buffet is one thing that we're really proud of, that we hope that we can access to all the education quality. Another thing though, the sandwich generation have
Sandwich generation.
ภาษาไทย the bag, right?
Yeah.
The parents are like retiring, and so I have kids to taking care of. Again, the one that have to do this really hard. You mean you have to work outside in the office, and you come back and to take care of the whole family.
The double burden.
And double burden, the double burden. So we all knows about that, right? So the policy try to reduce the burden that they have. We propose to modernize or renovate the home for how parents, the elders, will be able to live in their own home safely. So that's something that we would like to do to just release some burden of the back people or the burden. But I have to reflect, all of these are reflecting from the experience of the people who are actually go through having children themselves. They need to compromise their work and their career or even their income, and that leads to the dependency of the finance, and that might lead to the domestic abuse. And that's something that we would like to empower women at the source. They have choices, they can be independent on their thought, they can be independent financially. I think that's something that we would like to build from the ground up.
That's really interesting. And these policies actually reflect the problem that women and actually other people are facing at the moment. But now let's talk about female representation in Thai politics. Even though we see a lot of female MPs here and there, but we have to admit one thing. The representation in parliament is still really low compared to other countries around the world. So let's talk about the gender bias that people are facing. So we might have to start with you, Jitpat, since you've been through all of this for 18 years. So what kind of structural barriers that women are facing in Thai politics, and what has been your experience with that?
I mean, over the past decade, I think there has been a lot of change. I mean, we've had 2 female prime ministers already. So there's a lot more female politicians entering into politics. I think it's all about opportunity. If the party allows and has access for women to join and has a platform and opportunity for women to enter into politics, then when there's opportunity, I'm sure that there will be more women to enter into politics. But I find that not just in politics, but in every aspect of any kind of workplace, whether it's in the business sector or in the state sector, I feel like maybe it's because back in the days, like long time ago, it's very much male dominated kind of world. Like women weren't even allowed to go to and pass a vote in the election, in England beforehand, like women weren't allowed to vote. So I feel like the whole world in general was very much male dominated until obviously as time goes by and women's rights coming along and being implemented a lot more. But I just feel like sometime maybe in politics, not saying who or which party, but I just feel like in any sectors, I have to say, in not letting women being participants in that area is to cut their competition. So if you imagine, even in for example, let's not talk about politics, and we talk about a company, like a family business. You can have a male-dominated family kind of business. It's just because they want to keep it that way so that there's less competitors. Because if they add women, that's another 50% of the competitors that they have to compete with amongst themselves already. So I feel like even that in politics is kind of the same way. When a party that is very much male dominated or they don't really have space for women, it's very difficult for women to enter into that area or into that position unless there are opportunities presented to them. So for me, I always feel like you have to work very hard. You have to work a lot harder. You have to prove yourself quite often at times that you're serious about your work and that you can do what men can. And I really admire a lot of female politicians who have entered politics with goodwill to work for the country and in service of our nation.
Right, and since you've worked as a constituency MP before, a party-list MP before, you've worked with ministries before, you must have been through a lot of gender bias. So is there a specific experience where you felt that you are being judged because you're a woman or that you come from like a very wealthy family, that kind of stuff?
For me, more that I like my age,
Right.
rather than, not about like gender, but mainly about like
because of the seniority system,
yeah,
right?
like always, oh God, you're too young. Like you're too young for this. Like I would be like running for for this position, and then I would get a feedback, be like, no, you're too young for this position. You have to you have to stay in this position before you can go. So for me, it was kind of like working up the ladder very slowly. So I always felt like politics for me is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Like the sprint will burn you out, completely burn you out. And a marathon is long lasting, but you just have to keep the adrenaline and keep your hope up. I always feel like, so I said it's not really a gender thing. It's more like an age thing rather. The gender, our society, Thai society as a whole, we're very open to different culture. We're so welcoming to tourists. We're open to all kind of religion. I think we're one of the first country in the world to pass the LGBTQ law. So, I mean, I feel like we're very accepting and very open. But there are just some places or some limits to the stuff in politics. Yes.
Right. Have you felt the pressure already, like with age or gender or experience, like ever since you started competing?
So in the world of politics, is a male-dominated world. Many decisions are made by men, and women are left out from the start in some cases. And so I think another big barrier is for women to enter politics is care burden, because when women has to do like unpaid jobs at home, like taking care of children, taking care of family members. So we didn't have like a proper support system for women, like a child care or elder care service. So women didn't have time. Politics, they require time and late nights. So many capable women, like they can't stay in the game because they don't have enough time. So I think another thing to concern is like this care, the burden care, the care burden of the women. And then we talked about gender bias, right? So women in politics are judged differently, from men. People comment on our looks, our tone, our attitudes, while men are judged more on their ideas and performance. We've seen what happened with Nong Jinni. She got really like inappropriate sexual comments online, and what happened to Ai Rakshanok? She had been attacked through her personal and family issues. So I think, to me, that kind of treatment is not a criticism. It's a gender bias. So I think this has to stop. So you can criticize our decision, you can criticize our policy, that's fair game. But once there's this body shaming, sexual harassment, online abuse, I think that needs to stop. It should not be a part of politics. And that's why I support our fellow MP Kun Ekarat, he has pushed to update the sexual harassment law, to cover more situation like online bullying and stalking and like give better protection for victims.
Because body shaming or sexual harassment or online bullying is still abuse anyway. How about yourself? Have you experienced any form of gender bias ever since you joined politics?
This is always hard for me to answer. Throughout my life, I've been working in a male-dominated work environment. Well, since in my school year, in engineering school, we have only 4 girls in a class. So yes, I just realized I had to work harder, longer hours. That's to make my point. But that's the whole thing, though. We were not the thing is what we need to do. Not just about the bias, but we need to build the fair systems. The fair system to look at the substance, the wisdom, the knowledge, the integrity that we have, rather than the way we look. I think that's one is important. The way that along my career, what I do not like to say, and I do not like to hear that, oh, this is the quota for female. I don't think us girl want a special treat. We want a fair system. The fair system from ability to access good opportunity or equally, a fair system for us to improve our skill, improve our knowledge, improve our integrity throughout the board. I think this is what we need. But I agree with you entirely that has to stop. All the abuse, all the harassment, that has to stop, and that has to be shamed by the rest of the society, because not just us, we can be tough, we can be strong, but our family maybe not, right? Our kids may not be able to understand all of this, but could be the real things that we need to build this society together. One thing that I felt like, because I listened to you and reflect on the questions, maybe something about the old boys club.
Old boys club.
Honestly, the politics that we have seen, or even the the private sector and the business, they have the kind of the network and the old boy clubs type of thing. It's a whole networking thing that they talks about in a cigar bar or something that we don't want to be there, right? But if you look at the way we work, our performance, our intelligence, you have got to stop and talk about it, right? So I think this is the way that this is how I teach my kids, my daughters. Don't cry out for the unfair system only. You need to build your competency, your capability to be able to fight, to be able to stand firm and say that out loud without any aggressions that you are ready for the job, rather than saying that this is a quota for females.
Since we're at it, some countries have considered gender quotas before, and there's a debate here. So from your perspective, do you think it's helpful or detrimental to Thai politics?
Well, to the context of Thai politics, well, let me be clear on this. I didn't say it's bad to have it, but I felt like this is my personal thought. I would rather make myself clear, improve myself to the max, that I'm the one to deserve to be there by my capability, my abilities, and my wit, rather than saying that, oh, okay, so the opportunity to fill in, lucky you that you're a girl.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of, we have to start the quota system, yes, to give the early access. But in the longer term, I think we need to think about the fair systems for everybody will be able to improve themselves, for everybody to be able to dream and have their hopes to be in the politics, because the way you are, not just for the girl.
What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Pikandi. It's about your performance, really. It's about your work. I mean, for me, it's always been about my work and my performance, that how I'm able to continue in this line of work and just working for the people, working for the nation. I guess like having a quota, obviously it helps. That happened in my last party also at the time. But in a way, I do feel that there's a lot of very strong, bright, and empowering women who are willing to work for the country, working for the nation, working for the people. And it's so great to see it on such a national level, especially during the general election. You get to see so many new faces, also people who've been in politics for a long time, and all these newcomers who want to enter into politics. And it's so inspiring for me, and for me to see new people joining into the parliament. It's always nice to meet new people, very good in their area, very bright, and so I think it's the spirit of the whole working environment that makes it so much more interesting. Like I said, obviously during the election, everyone is obviously competing for a seat in parliament. But once you're in parliament, the atmosphere is a little bit more different. You become friends, even though you're in different parties, but you do become friends. And at the end of the day, you have to work together and able to pass a bill like the LGBTQ bill. Obviously we were I think
People's Party.
Yeah, were in the opposition, and I mean we were the government, but I mean, a lot of us in the Democrat Party actually felt that, okay, we totally agree with the bill. So we work together, and that's is a nice thing to see, not just for women, but with men also.
Cholana, what are your thoughts on this one?
I think I feel the need to elaborate on this gender quota carefully. To me, equality is not about women are better than men. I mean, it doesn't work that way to me. So I think it's whether the system is fair, whether we can enter election fairly, and we can work with our dignity. So if we talked about the fair election, the parties must be open and transparent. The working condition must be safe, and the access to fair, and the condition of the people working in the party must be good for both men and women. And I think it's not about just filling seats. At the end of the day, the good system should be it's open for all genders, whether it's boys or girls or LGBT, and you should be judged based on your ability and values, not because of your gender. Yeah. So, but also I think gender quota is important, to break the closed system, because public decisions should reflect the needs of all groups, and women should be included as well. So yeah, that's how I see it.
Now on to the most exciting part of this interview. So you might be wondering, what is this? So I will call it a treasure box. So for this part, there will be a secret question, and whatever you get, you will have to answer them on the spot. So Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just spin a little bit so that maybe I'll leave it like that. So you can just pick any drawer. So whatever card you'll get that
โอ้ย
question.
มีทุกด้านเลย
มีทุกด้าน
ค่ะ
Yes.
ด้านละสอง
Yeah. So there's two. So who wants to start first?
I mean, go first. You go.
บ้างเหรอคะโอเคอุ๊ยไม่มีอ๋อโอเค
Oh, so cute. This is so cute.
So,
อ๋อยังเปิดไม่ได้โอเค
yeah, okay.
Can I open okay
okay.
wait for others
ได้ค่ะ
อันนี้
Okay.
พร้อมกัน
So you have to keep finding it.
โอเคได้ค่ะ
and
Yeah.
I'll go this way open up how about here oh no
มันไม่ได้
Okay,
มี
here we
ทุก
go.
กล่องเอาไม่ได้ด้วยกัน
Okay.
can I open
Yep. You can open straight away. Oh,
sorry
there's a sellotape, so
Okay,
you have to get.
sorry. 3
Okay, you got 3, you got 1,
I got
and you got 2.
okay
So that means
from the last one.
okay. So maybe you want to show your numbers once again. So
One.
Cholana
I have to
got
go
number
first,
1, Dr. Gandhi got number 2, and Jipad got number 3. So that means Cholana, you're up first.
Yes.
So since you're up first, this is your question.
Hello, my name is Cindy Serena Bishop.
Wow.
I'm a model, actress, and host, and UN Women Goodwill Ambassador. My question is, what policies will you pursue in order to increase young women's political participation and leadership in politics?
That's a pretty easy question for you. So how to increase young women's political participation?
Okay, so I think the way we can create more opportunities for young women is to make it easier for young women to enter politics. So the parties must be open and fair, it should have like clear selection rules. And we should have like a support for first-time candidate. Yeah, we should provide like more training for the candidates and the young women so they can learn the skills they need and they don't have to rely on personal connections. And I think, but the problem for women, as I said before, is like they have burden at home. So we should have like a real support, like a child care or elder care services to support women. And we should have like a safer space for women. So I think if women feel safe, they feel like they're loved, and they feel like they're taken seriously, I think they don't just join politics, they help change it. Yeah.
Anyone else would you like to add?
I like that. I think my party, we start to form the sisterhood because a newcomer of the MP candidates coming in, especially in the Bangkok area. So that's kind of very warm. I'm of course a big sister, of course. But that's something we can give them support. It doesn't have to be the official one. It could be an unofficial one, a friendly one, something that we can help out each other.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Would you like to add on to that?
For me, I always feel like, because I started so early, I always felt that if party or like political parties have more involvement in starting at school level. So like politics doesn't start when you're old, but politics is involved in your childhood since from school. So you'll build up in a society where you feel like you need to participate in politics. You don't have to become a politician, but you can be a member of society or a member of the population to, to participate in maybe a few political activities, but it doesn't mean you have to be a politician.
Dr. Gandhi, you're next up.
So
you got question number 2. So here is your question.
Hi, Shannon Kalyanamit Naka, and here's my question. SMEs currently employ 70% of the Thailand workforce, and our GDP contribution for SMEs in Thailand has dropped from 41% to 35%, the lowest in all of ASEAN. Now, of all the SME contribution in Thailand, 40% are owned by women, and yet the women-led businesses, we lack 61% in funding. My question is this: what specific measurable targets and goals can you commit to that will help to reverse the SME decline in Thailand and also help bridge the women's funding gap? Thank you.
Well, thank you, Shannon. I love the questions. I think what Shannon tried to, what she tried to ask, not just only SMEs, I think we also include startups, founders, and the gig economy or the freelancers as well, because women are actually the main population here. Not joining the corporate or the formal sectors, but something that they can do at their home front. These are women. So what we're trying to, once again, we have the policy built from the ground up. I think the one that they can access to the upskill, reskill in order to get into the new product, new services, or even new technology is our grand policy that across the board. Helping out women at home, the work that domestic work, that's something that we can help ease out, and also access to the funding. in terms of the way that we do access to the funding and access to the resources, that's something that we already paved out in our policy. Because again, go back to a very early on in terms of the concept, what we try to build is a fair system. Boost up the female SMEs, yes. That will be the consequence when we have the fair system that we can access to the funding, especially how we can access to the loan. I know that it's supposed to be gender blind when we talk about finance and numbers, but a lot of banks, a lot of places still have some bias because they know that not likely to give the loan to the female entrepreneur, or they would demand for a higher, more complex collateral for it. So that's something we can help improve at the basic levels.
Jitpat, you got the last question.
Yeah.
I can give you a little bit of a clue. It's
Okay.
something that you mentioned before, but
Already?
this one will be the opposite.
Okay.
Now let's have a look.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Shaneti Thinnam. I'm a lecturer at the Faculty of Communication Arts, Chulalongkorn University. In this election, many political parties have proposed policies to support women, pregnant women, including welfare benefits, financial assistance, or support policy to encourage childbirth, for example. But there are very few policies that support women who are not ready for pregnancies. In Thailand now, abortion is a legal healthcare service, but there remain significant gap with the policy implementation. And my question to you is, what policies would you propose to support women who are not ready for pregnancy to protect their abortion right? Thank you.
Okay, sounds like a tough question here.
Well, thank you for the question. I feel that the question is more like leading to the end of the problem. But we have to talk about how it started first, the beginning of this kind of problem. So this leads back to education. So with my party, we really emphasize on education policy. We really want to have free education all the way up to graduate degree, because we feel that in order to create a nation that's strong and population that has quality, education is key. I know it's not like something, it's not a popularity vote, but I feel it's kind of, it's something that it takes a long time to see with education. It takes at least 10 years to see how it will turn out. But I feel a lot of this problem happens in places where children lack education, or children are unable to have access to good quality education. That's why in my party we try to spread equality throughout the whole country with education, having the same quality of education for all the children, not just children in the city, but I mean, I've worked with many police border school all around the country, and I feel that we need to spread the development and the quality of education throughout the whole country, so in order to prevent this kind of problem. So I feel like that question is talking about the problem, but in order to prevent it, I think that's the main key. If you're able to prevent from the beginning, then these kind of problems won't happen, because a lot of this is for children who aren't ready, who don't have the knowledge about living this kind of life, or have the responsibility to be able to take care of a child. So that's why for me, I feel like it comes back to the root of the problem is education.
Right.
I think that the bigger issue for this problem is like the access to rights. So the People's Party, we stand with the current law. So according to the Thai law, a person can terminate a pregnancy, up to 12 weeks. Yeah. And
And with
and
medical conditions.
yeah, and it can still be done legally in 20 weeks if the doctor says that, and if doctor says that this pregnancy would be harmful for a woman, mentally or physically. But like I said, the bigger issue is that a public hospital won't provide this kind of service, and most clinics that do are mostly in Bangkok. So like in most provinces, the option is very limited. So I think the problem is so many women don't know their rights, and they don't know where to go for a safe and legal care. So I think what we should focus on is making women know more about their rights, and making the rights, like women know where to go, they want to do, and making it not just a law but active in real life.
Can I add to those
Yeah,
two?
sure,
I think
sure.
this is a brilliant answer. I mean, in the real life mom for teenage girls, what we need is also the support systems and community, the parents, and sometimes a pregnancy, unwanted pregnancy happens, in the close community. They don't know where to go. They don't know where to voice out. They don't know whom to trust. So that's a support system, a community at home or at school is going to be very important to help prevent that. A young girl that gets scared, that was in fear, they don't know what to do. So in addition to educations and all, and
Yes, and
help.
it's a very vital issue
Yes.
here because we do need a strong support system and for these people to know their rights and where to get safe abortion as well. So before we conclude this interview, what would you like to do to break glass ceilings for Thai women in politics? So now you want to start first?
I want to say to girls who watching this, so I want you to know this. You don't have to be perfect to enter politics. You don't have to have the right connections or the right backgrounds. You don't have to have the loudest voice in the room. No, you can be who you are. You can, start there, and you can keep learning. And you join community work. You speak on issues that you care about. You find allies, and you support other women. So, and when you step into politics, don't just try to fit in. You be yourself, and you help change the rules so the women in the next generation can walk in more easily. So that's my message to all the girls out there.
I mean, I want to be supportive, and I do feel that like in this community, in this society, I feel that women and female need to support each other a lot. It's so nice to be in Parliament and meet so many great member of Parliament who are female, and also working in the government with ministers who are female ministers, and just being supportive of each other. I mean, we already have enough like a tough time already, with society in general. So when women don't support each other, it's kind of becomes like a toxic kind of environment. But when we do, we can be so strong together, and the bond between women and female, I feel like it's like an unbreakable bond. We all have to face challenges, and many people face the same kind of challenge, but we don't talk about it because you have to try to be so strong, and you hold it inside so much. But sometimes, like if you're lucky enough, like I was, you're able to find, like, I don't know, you've probably heard this quote that don't think about finding friends in politics, because in politics you're never gonna find any friends. It's just difficult. Everything is all about power, budget, wealth, and everything. So if you're lucky enough, which I was very lucky to find a best friend inside. So I was very lucky, even though today we're in the complete different parties. But so yes, I just feel like I want to be supportive of everyone who wants to join, and I'm very looking forward to the election and to see who will make Parliament this year.
Dr. Gandhi, what would be your final remarks on this one?
Well, ideally, politics should be gender blind. Either you boys, girl, LGBTQ, in between, you should get the same access, the same treatment, the same opportunities. So I would like to encourage young girls, hopefully us three could motivate that we can come here and we can make change by, become just be who we are. What we need to build up along the way, I think we need to build wisdom, intellectual, purpose, and integrity. I think our Thai politics need all these together, not just a good one or a good talker, but we need someone who actually really competent, have ability to get things done, and become the future ready. So join on and join our sisterhood.
That's a very powerful message right there. Thank you so much for today. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
ขอบคุณค่ะ
ขอบคุณค่ะ